let's get back home to the Nigerian currency, remaining on the tightrope Tuesday with no clear solution to the country's shortage of foreign currency, the devaluation of the naira, and the overall state of the economy. Putting all of this and more into context and perspectives for me is Paul Alaje. He's a senior economist at SPM Professionals. Thanks for coming into Abuja studios for this conversation tonight, sir. Let me ask you very straight out of the, where is the naira right now?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. The place of naira now, it is completely distressed. Naira is in a position where he have continued to receive several uppercuts from international currency. As I speak with you, the official rate, which was of course published by some media houses, it's over 1,300, about 1,380. And for the parallel markets, the other street market or the street market, even though we don't want to recognize it, but the fact is that that market certainly exists with between 1,480 to 1,510. Naira is in a place where it seems to have not so much people believing in it. Confidence is eroded from Naira, as well as no faith in the currency. Unfortunately, the faith of over 200 million people depend on Naira as medium of exchange, and among other things they should do, among the characteristics of money, which includes store value. Can Naira really store value today? Can Naira really be a commodity, or I beg your pardon, a currency that people want to hold till tomorrow for transaction? So it has now become a necessary paper that people must have, or unit of value that people will have, or unit of account, just because of immediate transaction. What happens tomorrow when people still hold Naira? Because we woke up, we slept 2 days ago at about 800 Naira to the dollar at official window. And because we have woken up for extra 2 days, the announcement that we got on pages of newspaper is that Naira might have now been devalued, not a parallel market, but official rate, to 1,300 Naira. For those that play table tennis, we call it cantab. That is, if you are 6 and your competitor is 16, that is, you have doubled the value, you know, even though they call it 6-6. Yeah. And I can tell you, it does have implication. If I have time, I will tell you what the implication means. First is the GDP of the country. The GDP of Nigeria that is a bit below $500 billion. Because of this decision, GDP will now be less than $400 billion. Total number of people living in multidimensional poverty and those that are living below poverty line will certainly increase. You may also want to check what will happen to debt profile of Nigeria for borrowing no money. The debt profile of Nigeria in Naira terms will now be more, beyond 87 trillion Naira, now inching towards 90 trillion Naira. And this is because we have really not borrowed any money, but because we have devalued. Another factor here is that it's going to put pressure on all imported commodities. Bureau of Statistics, not my figure, reveal that Nigeria imports nearly 80% of finished product. Meanwhile, we export less than 20% of finished product. Properly speaking, we actually export less than 5% of finished product to the other countries. So if currency of exchange is Naira and is getting this devalue, I can tell you that the inflation, of course, for 2024 that have been projected to be 21% may not easily be a reality.
We're trying to walk our way through and find a solution to this conundrum. But are there still more tools in the box that could be deployed to rebalance the Naira as a store of value?
Well, a lot of tools in the box, but it must start from people who are in position to ensure this happens. First, those who, especially at local and subnational level, must ensure that money spent, money saved are in Naira. Not when money is received, we convert to dollar. If leaders are keeping money in dollars, expecting that it will get devalued before exchanging it back, then it's a big issue. Business sector, especially multinationals, large multinationals, and you may not want to blame them totally. And I will give you an instance, if time permits. You receive money for the day, you quickly convert to dollar and hoping that if the value is not stable, anytime people need expenses or they want to spend part of their revenue, then they convert back to naira. That is why the parallel market is booming. Some is just to keep money, to hold it for a long time, hoping that the value of currency will further devalue. Then they bring it back and creating what you may want to call artificial wealth or rent seeking as the case may be. So largely, people need to be more patriotic regarding the Nigerian state. If we must still spend naira, we must first change our orientation about our belief system in the country. If we don't believe in naira, the only direction that naira will go is down and bottom pit. If we believe in naira, we can start to see. So that is just being administrative.
I
there
agree with
are
you.
other key solutions that we can take.
Go ahead. If you just want to give me a minute on that, on those, what you think that administratively we can do to restore the value of the currency.
Yeah, so there are other things we can do beyond the administrative solution. We need key agencies of government to look into the future. Remember that I had a conversation with you around August 2023, and I said if we don't take the following decision, by March 2024, naira will become 1,500 to the dollar. And so many persons felt that was unthinkable because at that time it was 700. Today, 2 months before end of March projected, naira is already 1,500. What was the difference? Nothing. We refuse to do nothing regarding key solutions that can revive the exchange rate. That is why we have met ourselves here. Now we are wondering what is happening. If we don't again go to medium-term solution and long-term solution, quick fixes have not been able to. I remember many years back when we were pumping money into the market, hoping that we can solve the problem. Yeah, those solutions will be momentary. If we don't have something sustainable in terms of export to say to the rest of the world that there is challenge. So, now look at one of the refineries we have so much hope for. How do we say that we have sold our future yesterday such that today I'm not really sure if we have revenues we are making from the 2024 budget, some of the component government hope to earn by giving out some of the resources we have to some international organization because of monies we've been giving today so that we can receive tomorrow. These are huge concerns that Nigerian state, we have to rethink our governance system, especially our economy. Because when economy is missing, security is missing. If security is missing, forget it. Economy is also missing.
But where does the weight of the supply side of the FX lie at the moment, and how can we resolve that? Especially if you look at the Ministry of Finance, not yet the central bank, but the Ministry of Finance, which is in charge of actually making sure that the economy grows. The coordinating minister of the economy, the ministry that is coordinating the economy. When you coordinate the economy, you're actually talking about supply side in terms of revenue, not just in naira, but also in hard currencies that the country really needs.
Well, I tell you that the Minister of Finance, we need to do more if this economy will be properly coordinated. Because from what we have seen, or the things we are seeing right now, I think that Nigeria needs to do more. The supply side issue is a major challenge. We are not earning enough in terms of FX. Even some monies that is coming to Nigeria is coming in terms of lending, some of which we have promised, we have vowed product as system of payment. Remittances, that is also supposed to go through the official window. It's surprising that these remittances are also not going through the official window for Nigeria to earn so that they can go straight into our foreign reserve. Recall that there was a time that central bank also said, if you bring your remittances home and you use the official platform, you are going to have 5 naira extra. Such policy did not work. Today, we are seeing that what we should earn in naira terms, about 20 or 20 something billion dollars that is remitted to Nigeria, I think last year or the year before, what went through the official window was in fact less than 20%. Why? Because the official window receivers believe that it's not depicting the reality. The question is, what is then the reality? Is it when we get to 5,000? God forbid. Or when we get to 2,000 or 3,000 naira? Here is it. There is no thing telling Nigerians or telling people holding Naira that the future will be better? Is it that we're exporting to the rest of the world? Is it that we have viable manufacturing sector?
Okay.
Is it that we have plantation that is boosting and we are exporting to the rest of the world? The answer is no. We want to have shortcut by having some money pump into the economy. The truth is that this economy continue to import largely 80% of all our consumption. So if you sink $10 billion to Nigerian economy today, you will see a sigh of relief for 6 months to 1 year. If you don't produce, if you don't manufacture, if you don't have plantation, you will not have a long-term solution. In the 60s and 70s, it was because we had some production going on. That is why we did not have the pressure. From 80s, when we adopted some policy and we wanted to go through free market system, but we have nothing to back it up. We saw major fall of Naira. This is history repeating itself. What must we do differently? Not as classical economists, because we want to sound nice, but as Keynesian economists to prove that if Naira will be good, it has to be well with Nigeria. Production, manufacturing, and plantation. And we have competitive advantage in all of those. If you check places where kidnappers are keeping some of their victims, they are bushes in the middle of nowhere. What can subnational do? Their revenue has significantly increased. This is the advice I expect the Minister of Finance to be given, even if he's invited to talk to at FEC level as a coordinating Minister of the Economy. How can we boost our cocoa exports? How can we boost all our export and the money goes directly into the into central bank force before such money is now released in Naira terms to those? Again, there should be a way to monitor corruption such that subnational that hands money or individuals that hands money in Naira, in dollars or any other currency, does not find its way to the parallel market. And I think that government will need to partner with some individuals that are key players in this market such that the continuous flow, the fall or roller coaster that we are seeing currently regarding our exchange will not be. You know why? 98% of the value of Naira was what was devalued in 2023. From Happy New Year Day, which is 1st of January, to bye-bye day to the New Year, 31st of January, 31st of December, 2023.
Great.
Does it mean that our economy has improved or is worse off?
Well, I'm sure, Paul Alaje, that this conversation around the currency dilemma is not over yet. Paul Alaje, thank you so much for your time tonight. Senior economist at SPM Professionals, we thank you for your contributions to this discourse. As always, have a great evening out of our Abuja studios.